Disruptor. State 21 will be on that Wind Ranger. It's going to be Eknar on the Zeus. It's going to be Quista on the carry Slark. And that leaves, by the looks of it, Ramses. Yeah, he's got the ward. He's going down to the bottom lane. He will be on that solo off lane. Beastmaster, Driscoll. What are we seeing from the Radiant?
All right, here. So we got Black. He's going to be playing on that Shadow Fiend. Pylai Dai. He's going to be handling the Lina. Down to the south here, we got Koikfa. He's going to be playing the Queen of Pain. Up here at the river, I believe that's Bulba. He's going to be playing on Bristleback. And then finally, Way2 is going to be playing Z Support Night Stalker.
Okay, so it looks like coming out from the side of the Radiant, it's more of a dual lane affair. I mean, we've seen kind of dual lanes are really coming back into popularity. I mean, what's up with that, Driscoll?
They're picking a lot of experienced, greedy heroes. For example, like Lina wants 6, right? Night Stalker, if you're running him as a support, you definitely want to try to get levels, because if you can get an early 7 even, just having boots, max level void, it's a 335 damage nuke for only 110 mana. When I was talking about efficiency and how much damage the ability does, his level scaling is fantastic. So you really, really want him to be up there. And not only that, but you get the extra point into darkness as well, which restricts vision to 675 no matter who you are, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it also works against wards, any creeps that you have as well. So Beastmaster Hawk will also have its vision impaired. Can be very strong against what Scaryfacezzz have.
Okay, so we see in the mid lane, Night Stalker got the block off there for Black on the SF. And it's going to give him it's going to even out the lane at least, as did allow Black to go and claim that bounty rune from the bottom lane. Did go straight away for the Wraith Band to help him CS against this Wind Ranger and work his way towards the bottle. So, I mean, looking at the two teams, something that's always a good talking point at the start of the game, who's trying to end it first, and is it definitely Team Tinker with the Night Stalker in your eyes?
Absolutely. Yeah. Team Tinker want to be aggressive, and you can see the early smoke here. They're going to look for the Zeus, but I don't know if they can kill with just the two of them.
They get the slow there with the Void. Pylai Dai has got the Light Strike Array, but he's just going to be a little bit short there, a little bit too ambitious. They can't quite close the gap between himself and the Zeus. And it looks like, I imagine, these two supports are going to hang around in this lane. But I guess, yeah, as with any aggressive trial lane, they do need to try to find action.
There's going to be stick gaming going on in this lane, I can tell you that much. If it stays stagnant and they just end up having a 3 versus 3, the team who gets Magic Stick first wins. Because against Zeus and a Bristleback on the other side, it's probably the single most valuable item you can have in this lane at all. I don't know if Scaryfacezzz are going to be happy with this exchange though, because their heroes need experience, maybe even more so than what Team Tinkers do.
Okay, so looking at the other lanes, on the bottom lane, you've got this Beastmaster against the Quap. I mean, we're talking about that initially in the drafts as if it was in the mid lane. I guess being down here doesn't really make any difference between the interaction of these heroes. Queen of Pain should win the lane.
Absolutely. No way that Beastmaster is going to be able to beat a Queen one-on-one. And middle lane, Wind Ranger can outplay in the early phases and just try to harass a lot with Power Shot. But the Shadow Fiend will eventually pull ahead, and when that happens, there's no coming back. You just won't be able to outfarm him anymore.
Slark going down to the low ground there, was trying to make a go onto Pylai Dai. He does get Thunderstricken as well. Damages are going to be there to bring her down, though. She's going to be able to get herself out. And indeed, yeah, as you're saying in the mid lane, CS-wise, Black certainly taking the advantage here on the SF. I mean, the Wind Ranger, it seemed to have fallen out of popularity a little bit, but we do sometimes see teams pick it up in the mid lane. I mean, why'd you pick this hero? What is it that she offers for your lineup?
She's just a stable laner. She does very well against a lot of matchups. Even Queen, she can do okay depending on play. It's kind of like one of those Puck versus Queen matchups where it's mostly about player skill that dictates who wins. And I think Wind Ranger, with the way that people are building her now, like the Aghanims into crit, she scales so well. Like her damage output, her capability of pushing towers. If the Shadow Fiend ever decides to just go try to farm the woods instead, she can take your tower down relatively quick, even in an early stage, just by having phase boots and a point into focus fire. So I think at all stages, she offers a good amount of damage. She just doesn't really have a guaranteed disable unless you have a setup for it, which I feel like is the problem that Scaryfacezzz is going to have, because until you have Roar, well, how do you set up a shackle? You just have to rely on the Wind Ranger playing very well.
Well, top lane, Light Strike Array will connect onto Slark, and Slark, well, he pounces forward, Bristleback will block it, and Slark's going to go down there. There's your first blood there for the side of the Radiant. Team Tinkerino taking down Slark, and Slark not been having a great lane so far. 10 CS under his belt at the moment on this lane. It is the Bristleback leading with 15. So, I mean, already it's quite apparent that Scaryfacezzz are struggling in this safe lane situation. Do they, I mean, with the two supports as well, when this kind of pressure is being applied, can they really make rotations to look to gank someone like the Shadow Fiend, which ideally you need to be doing in the early game?
Rotations become very obvious when you're in a tri-lane versus tri-lane situation. As soon as the supports go missing, there's really only 1 or 2 places they could feasibly go, and you don't expect someone to TP to a safe lane to try to kill a Queen of Pain with the heroes that they have. As for the reasons we mentioned during the draft, is like if you blink away, you can't even glimpse at this level, like you need level 5 minimum. And that's a level 2 disruptor. He's holding onto his skill point. Almost 3. I don't think that there's a whole lot of ways that Scaryfacezzz are going to be able to kill anyone in this lane without a rotation from either the off lane or the middle.
Okay, indeed. I mean, this is a problem for Scaryfacezzz. I mean, they can't seem to secure the farm for Slark, and they're not going to be able to go and help out Windrange in the mid lane and find the aggression against the Shadow Fiend. So in terms of this early game laning, going very well for Team Tinker, 4.5 minutes in. The fact that we are seeing those the high CSs in the game, all on the side of the Radiant at the moment. I mean, what is the plan for Scaryfacezzz? I guess on the plus side, Team Tinkerino, they are running an aggressive lineup. They've only killed 1 person 5 minutes in. It could have gone worse in terms of losing heroes, but the laning stage is not looking great, Draskell.
They just need to like deny experience and gold. They don't have to kill. Sure, they can if they find an opportunity, but the major thing to note here is, again, the Slark isn't farming anything, and Quap is 38 and 6 right now. Like, he is completely crushing, which is expected. But this Beastmaster is level 4, and Queen of Pain's almost level 7. That's a complete smashing. So the heroes that need to rotate to try to save this lane from Scaryfacezzz are also losing their respective lanes. Like, Black is 34 and 16. He has as many denies as this Windranger has creep kills. It is not good right now for Scaryfacezzz, because this kind of snowball potential, when you have Bristleback to tank the front line with a Night Stalker, and then you have Shadow Fiend to deal your right-click damage, and Queen to be able to clean up in teamfights, I'm scared for the Scary team.
I mean, even, well, bottom lane, Quaifer gets himself a little bit low there, does manage to blink away, playing a little bit on the edge with the Beastmaster. Keeps himself safe. A little bit of a rotation coming in now from Wimranger. Thinking about going to the bottom lane, will be able to grab herself the rune, fill that bottle back up. Is she going to continue down here? She is. Oh, no, she's not. No, she doesn't want to go down yet. As there has been the TP back from Quaifer, heading back to base to top himself up. Mid lane, we're seeing the rotation from Night Stalker. We're still halfway through night time. You can certainly look to try and jump in on the Wind Ranger. It's going to be a hard one to go for, though, because she will probably get the win run off, yeah.
Yeah, he needs level 3 if he was going to gank that, because he doesn't have silence yet. So he would probably go 1-1-1 if they went for that kill, because the Nighttime Void still slows for 4 seconds, which is more than enough time to land a double raise, and Black being level 7 would most likely result in a kill, but Way2 just didn't have the levels for it.
Top lane, looks like they're trying to go a little bit aggressive here again. Bristleback just forcing them back, and if we look at the net worth of the individual heroes, we're seeing, 3.2k on the Shadow Fiend, coming up to 3.2 on the Queen of Pain, and 2.9 on your Bristleback, and well, the highest lead farmer on the side of the Dire is the Wimrange in the mid, but seeing at 2.4k.
Massacred.
It's, I mean, we're in the quarterfinals, Draskell. We've come to expect some games to be a little bit like this, but I mean, is there anything that Scaryfacezzz can do in your... I mean, can they, when it comes to team fighting, do they have the edge?
Not really.
No.
Okay, so their team fight potential is strong on paper, but that also assumes that your laning phase goes well enough to even have some team fight. Oh my god, is this courier gonna die too? Oh god, move the courier. Move the courier, they're panicking! They're panicking! Oh god.
The bottle on!
Yeah, the bottle, okay.
Okay, so Draskell, is this part of the comeback?
There's no bailout for that middle player. That's the real issue here. I mean, they're going to go on Sam top lane, but the Slark's actually just going to die.
I think he's hit 1 more Quill Spray. Look at the stacks.
He's 4 stacked. He's too far, though.
Zeus might pay off his life, though. They're going to turn onto Eknar, run him down. Light Strike Array will connect. That is going to be another kill there for this aggressive tri-lane. 3-0, 8 minutes in. You've lost your courier. You've lost your bottle. What do you do, Andy?
Panic. That's what I would be doing at this point. To be perfectly honest, though, there's nothing really that they can do. They have such a terrible laning phase on their hands right now. Like, look at the farm. Like, just in terms of last hits of the 3 cores on the side of Team Tinker. And then their middle player only having 26 CS as opposed to Black, who has 58 and still is almost keeping up with the total denies in terms of what State has in creep kills. And the only reason he's even able to pull ahead is because Black has decided to play more efficiently with his own farm, and instead of hard denying the waves, he's just spamming them out now, which shoves free CS into his face.
Top lane. There you go. The creeps are diving, and well, the Night Stalker, Bristleback, and Lina were looking to go as well, but They're going to let Slark live for the time being. Disruptor, he's headed down to the bottom lane. Now, maybe he can make a bit of a play here onto the quad, but as you were saying, he's only, level 4 on the Disruptor. He's only got the 2 points into the Glimpse, so he hasn't got that 3rd point, which is what he needs to be able to get the full range of the cast to catch the quad after she's blinked away. So, well, Beastmaster hiding in the sidelines. I guess they've got the Roar. Maybe with the Roar they can make some kind of play. But it's gonna... I'm pretty sure we're going to see TP reactions come straight in. Oh, okay. Quap blinking in aggressively. Maybe this is Koifa throwing his life away. They do have the Thunder Strike and the Glimpse available if they want to try and get it. The Glimpse will be used onto the Night Stalker, send him back and out of the lane. Koifa's going to continue to run, gets the ult out. The final punch from Beastmaster. They will find a kill. They did lose the Disruptor, though. And State 21 might be here with the cleanup crew. Might be able to find Parlay Die, but there's your Stick Gaming. Turns around with the Light Strike array. The Windrun going to avoid the tower hits. And State 21, he turns to run, but it might be a little bit too late. Oh, he's going to keep himself alive with 9 HP. It ends up being a 1-for-1 trade there. So SFC, they do finally get themselves on the board, and they do kill the quad.
A kill is a kill, and I would be happy with that if you're Scaryfacezzz to even be able to get it. At what cost is the question, because Black just gets a tier 1 tower for free. And that's what happens when you leave your lane against a Shadow Fiend. Is Black already has his treads up and his Aquila and 2,000 gold. So if he wants to go for a mech, which I'm assuming is going to be the choice here, because given Team Tinker's laning phase has gone so well, mech transitions them into a great mid-game where they can just 5-man and mow down towers and feasibly go for Roshan and just try to go for a quick high ground. It looks to be on schedule for what they want to try. And Koifa is about halfway to his Orchid at this point, and Ramsey only has a medallion. I mean, the difference in farm is ridiculous for this early stage. I don't think we've seen such a one-sided early game so far in this entire tournament.
I mean, Black on the Shadow Fiend, he has more net worth than the Wind Ranger mid and the Beastmaster solo lane at the moment. So there's quite a difference there. And as you said, the mech now 10 minutes in, level 11 on Black as well. I mean, SFC, there's a lot of things to be worried about. Who have you got to be most worried about? Who are they going to be looking to try and kill, at least at this point?
Killing Black would be the dream. He's the one who is probably the easiest to kill. Unless he has a full item on the courier right now, which is the mech. Okay, so never mind. So much for killing him. You tried your best. That would have been ideal. If you can maybe catch out Koifa with a Roar, he's probably one of the only other ones that you're going to be able to find out of position. Killing a support Night Stalker is okay, but he's still pretty beefy. Like, he's probably harder to kill than Koifa if Koifa's not able to get a blink off. And then you have Parlay Die, who is probably the easiest target of everyone. And killing a support is still okay, because the rubber band effect is quite strong, but here comes the dive.
Here comes Black, he's got no mercy, but there's going to be the pounce away from Slark. Slark's still not level 6, so he's going to have
level 5.
He's got a poor man's shield, though. Very apt as well for the situation that he is in. There's a difference of 12,000 in terms of net worth, and we're before the 12-minute mark. It's coming up to 7.5k XP difference as well for 12 minutes in Draskala. I mean, but that's not ideal.
That's why I said they can't do anything, because their lanes are actually so bad that they are getting completely handled before a single real engagement happens. And when you have a situation like that, you have to rely on the enemy just getting overconfident and trying to dive and go for some crazy, like, diving tier 3s at 12 minutes into the game just so your towers can kill them instead of you, because you won't have the damage. You have a level 4 Zeus. What is he supposed to do? You need to land multiple 2-hero shackles, and you need to bait them into diving you. That is the only feasible way to kill. And even that, there's no guarantees, because Black has mech.
There we go, pouncing away. Windwalker. Well, yeah, walking away as well. She's not got a lot on her, just the phase boots at the moment, 12 minutes in. And she's got the bottle. We've got to give them credit where credit's due. We've not got to discredit the 2 branches as well, you know. And the null tally. She's been doing okay. But okay is potentially a little bit of an overstatement. Mid lane, looking for the tier 2 now as well, Team Tinkerina. We're 13 minutes in. They've cleared out the tier 1 and the tier 2 on the top lane. They're about to clear out the tier 2 in the mid lane as well. Here's the rotation though from Ramses. Maybe this is what they need. Beastmaster, can he make the play? He's got the Roar available. They're already though, they're Laguna blading onto the Wind Ranger. She's going to try and run away, but the Quill Spray is going to go straight through that. One more should do the job. Pink Panda, he's diving with the Void. Oh, he backs out. It wasn't enough damage. There he goes. One more final slap there to the backside of the Ginger Maiden. And oh, well, they've lost the Night Stalker. In fact, he dove a little bit too far. They're going to lose Bristleback as well. This is pretty good. Oh, Slark, he walks into a Requiem and a Shockwave. Triple kill for Koifa. 4 heroes down on SFC. Yep. GG is going to be called 13.5 minutes.
You know what? They called it at 13:37 in game.
They did.
They did.
Elite. Absolutely. And Well, SFC, I mean, you've got to hand it to Team Tinker. Cloud9, it took them 3 hours and 20 minutes to beat this team. Team Tinker, well, no, actually, no, it took them 3 hours, 20 minutes to lose to the team.
Yeah, I was going to say, they didn't win that game.
They didn't win that game.